So in this video, we're going to learn our amino acids, and I'm going to go over how I learned them and how I memorized them. So as you can see, I started here with glycine, which is the most simplest amino acid of them all. So the three-letter abbreviation is very simple. It's just gly, just like the name in glycine. The next amino acid is alanine. Alanine. Three-letter abbreviation is ALA. So again, we start with the backbone. This is the backbone for every single amino acid. So you're going to draw this so much that you just memorize it just by repetition. So here we go. Alanine, the only thing that's different from alanine and glycine I remember is just bam, it's one methyl group. So alanine, again, very simple. Next one is valine. Abbreviation Val. I always remember that because, like, if you have a friend named Valerie or something, it's like Val Pal. I don't know if that helps you, but it helps me sometimes. So again, we start with the exact same backbone. Here I have the backbones. I always draw them with the plus and minus sign, but again, it depends whether they are protonated or not, depends on the pH of the environment. But that will be covered in a separate video. So the difference between valine and alanine is the fact that, yes, it still has a methyl group, but it has two more methyls coming off of that methyl group. So I remember it as 3 branches. So 0 branches, 1 branch, 3 branches. Next one is isoleucine. So as we progress, the amino acids will get more and more advanced and complex. So isoleucine, let's start by drawing the exact same backbone that they all have. And isoleucine looks just like valine, so we can start with drawing the 3 branches. And you just add one more methyl group to the end right there on one of them. Very simple still. As we move into leucine, which is like I call the sister amino acid of isoleucine. So again, start with drawing the backbone. And it has 4 branches, just like isoleucine, except that the branching pattern is different. So instead of branching right there, it just branches twice there, and then it branches twice on the end. So 4 branches, but different branching pattern. Now we'll move into methionine. So I usually do that on the second line. Methionine. Abbreviation is MET. It's usually the first for any bio majors who know this. Methionine is always the starting amino acid in a sequence. And again, we'll start with drawing the same exact backbone, and we'll progress from there. Methionine, I always remember, has 4 branches, just like isoleucine and leucine, except it has a sulfur. So first it goes bam, 1, 2, 3, then an S, then the 4th branch. Next we have proline. Proline. Abbreviation is pro. The abbreviations for these are leu and leucine. So all these abbreviations of these hydrophobic non-polar amino acids are just the first 3 letters of their full name, except isoleucine here. It's IIE. So it's ILE actually. Okay. So proline is the only amino acid that has a kink in the backbone. So that means that it bends around and attaches to the end right here. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, let me try that again. It's a pentagon shape with 5 sides, and the last side attaches to the end here. And then of course this changes to NH2+. So that's proline. Alright, now we'll move on to more complex amino acids, and they are aromatic. So the first one is phenylalanine. And the abbreviation is there. And we'll start with drawing the backbone. Let's try that again. Draw the backbone. Alright, so here is just bam bam, 2 branches, and then a benzene ring. Very simple. And the next one is going to be tyrosine. So tyrosine is very similar to phenylalanine. Abbreviation is tyrosine there, TYR, and it's just gonna have the same exact backbone that phenylalanine had. And even has the 2 branches, and even has the same benzene ring, and just an OH at the end. So that's the only difference between tyrosine and phenylalanine. The third aromatic amino acid is known as tryptophan. So tryptophan, abbreviation TRIP. Alright, so here we have, this one's a little bit complex, and this one always trips me up. So if it trips you up, you should review this a couple times. So again, it has the 2 branches, bam bam, and then it goes into a 5-sided aromatic ring with an N at the top, connected to an H, and it has a double bond right there. So then it's connected to a benzene ring as well. So, a lot of people think that this looks like a W here, which that may be helpful and it may not be, but if you remember it's a W, if that helps you, then great. From there we're going to go on to the alcohols. So let's do that down here. Okay. So we'll start with serine, very simple serine, abbreviation SER, and again it's the same backbone. And bam, 2 and an OH. Threonine, very simple. And, oh, got ahead of myself. Always draw the backbone first. And it's just like serine, so you can draw the same thing, except 1 methyl right there. Alright. And what comes next is cysteine. So that's the abbreviation, cysteine. And we're going to draw the backbone. And here you go. Cysteine. It's just like the serine, except that on the end it's an SH instead of an OH. So as you may have noticed, cysteine and methionine up here are the only ones that have a sulfur atom in the amino acids. So that'll be significant later on. Here I'll go ahead and mention the pKa. So some of the amino acids are associated with pKa. So for cysteine is 8.37, and for tyrosine there's also pKa of 10.46. So not all amino acids have pKa's, but here these 2 do. And starting from these alcohols and also tyrosine, these are polar. So like dissolves like, so these are all polar. And these, the simple ones that we started with, and methionine, proline, tryptophan, phenylalanine are all hydrophobic. In the next video, I'll continue talking about the other amino acids. We're almost there.